Here's your sports news and analysis for July 28, 2026. 6 stories. Let's go. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever visit Seattle tonight, and the matchup is more competitive than the records suggest. Indiana is 17-10 with 3 straight wins, while Seattle is 6-23 after 6 straight losses. But the Storm pushed Indiana to a 110-107 finish on July 17, when Clark scored a career-high 45 points with 10 assists. Seattle's clearest adjustment is controlling transition and forcing Indiana to create against a set defense. If the Storm cannot slow the first pass after a rebound, Clark's range and pace will stretch the floor before help arrives. FIFA has announced a plan to create a company valued at $20 billion to run competitions including the World Cup and Club World Cup. The proposed FIFA forward enterprise could raise up to $4.2 billion from minority, non-controlling investors, with development funding offered to member associations. UEFA immediately objected, arguing that football's governance is not an asset to sell and questioning who benefits. The real issue is incentives. Even a non-controlling investor expects financial growth, which can influence scheduling, formats and commercial priorities. The proposal is not final. FIFA's 211 member associations must approve it. The White Sox have acquired Jose Urquidy from Pittsburgh for 21-year-old minor league pitcher Felix Doroteo. Chicago will send Urquidy to AAA Charlotte, where manager Will Venable expects him to start. The numbers show why this is a buy low move. Urquidy posted an 8.53 ERA in limited major league work, but a 3.66 ERA across 17 AAA starts. Chicago is trading a distant prospect for immediate pitching optionality. If Urquidy's command returns, he can cover rotation or bulk relief innings. If it does not, the major league roster is protected while he works in Charlotte. The NFL preseason has reached its first league-wide checkpoint. All 32 teams are scheduled to be in training camp by today. This year, 10 clubs have new head coaches, while several teams are installing new quarterback plans. That makes the next 2 weeks less about highlight clips and more about assignment speed. New systems reward players who communicate protections, align correctly and avoid repeated mental errors before full contact evaluation even begins. Arizona and Carolina get the first public test in the Hall of Fame game on August 6. The early camp winners will be the players who make a new playbook look routine. Magomed Ankalaev returned to the win column by stopping Bogdan Guskov at 2 minutes 41 seconds of round 5 in Abu Dhabi. Ankalaev controlled most of the fight at range and on the mat, rebuilding momentum after losing the light heavyweight title to Alex Pereira. But context matters. Guskov entered on 12 days' notice after Khalil Rountree Jr. withdrew. The performance proved Ankalaev can stay composed and dominate a replacement opponent, but it did not answer every title question. A contender eliminator against a fully prepared elite opponent would give the division a clearer next challenger. Manchester City has signed Josko Gvardiol to a new 5-year contract through 2031. The 24-year-old Croatia defender still had 2 years remaining on his previous deal, so City acted before the situation became urgent. That timing protects both transfer value and tactical continuity. Gvardiol's real importance is positional flexibility. He can defend centrally, shift to left back and support possession without forcing a substitution. For a club managing injuries and multiple competitions, one elite player covering 2 defensive roles reduces the need for separate specialists. The extension is long-term roster planning, not just a reward for past performance. That's today's sports report. Subscribe for original sports news and analysis.